Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, and today we are tackling the million-dollar question that I see in the comments every single day. Is it Texas or is it Florida in 2026? For years, these two states have been the heavyweights of the Sun Belt. They've been the promised land for anyone fleeing high taxes and crowded northern cities. But let's be real, the 2026 landscape is not what it was in 2020. The cheap houses are gone, insurance rates are hitting the stratosphere, and the math on no state income tax has fundamentally changed. If you are planning a move this year, you cannot rely on old data. Today, I'm putting my expertise on the table to break down the cold, hard numbers. We're looking at housing, property taxes, the hidden weather tax, and the actual lifestyle cost. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which state actually lets you keep more of your paycheck. 1. The housing market reset. Let's start with the biggest elephant in the room, housing. In 2026, the market has finally found a new equilibrium after the wild fluctuations of the last few years. In Texas, the narrative of more for less still holds some weight, but with a massive caveat. If you're looking at the Austin metro, you know prices haven't exactly returned to pre-pandemic levels, even with the recent inventory surge. However, cities like San Antonio or the suburbs of Dallas-Fort Worth are still offering single-family homes that feel like a steal compared to Miami or Tampa. In Texas, you're paying for space. You're getting that four-bedroom, brick-and-mortar suburban dream with a decent yard. Florida, on the other hand, is facing a space crisis. The coastal allure has pushed prices in places like West Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale into another dimension. Even in Central Florida, near Orlando, the cost per square foot has surpassed Texas's major metros. In Florida, you aren't just paying for the house, you're paying for the location premium. The inventory remains tighter because, let's face it, they aren't making more coastline. 2. The property tax trap versus the insurance crisis. Now, here's where the no income tax myth gets tested. Both states brag about having no state income tax, but the government always gets its cut. They just call it something else. In Texas, it's the property tax. I've talked about this before. Texas has some of the highest property tax rates in the nation. While you might save 5 to 7% of your salary on income tax, you might end up paying $10,000 to $15,000 a year just for the privilege of owning your home. In 2026, even with the legislative efforts to provide tax relief, the rising valuations mean your monthly escrow can still be a shock. But Florida has a different beast, homeowners insurance. If you think Texas taxes are high, wait until you see a Florida insurance quote in 2026. Between the hurricane risks and the litigation history in the state, insurance premiums for a modest home in Florida can easily rival a Texas property tax bill. Many carriers have pulled out of the state, leaving residents with Citizens Insurance as a last resort. So, while your property tax in Florida is lower, thanks to the homestead exemption and Save Our Homes cap, your insurance and HOA fees often bridge that gap entirely. 3. Energy and utility realities. Let's talk about keeping the lights on. In Texas, we have the deregulated energy market. In 2026, this is a double-edged sword. You have the power to shop for the best rates, but you also deal with a grid that has seen its fair share of headlines. However, overall energy costs in Texas remain relatively competitive because of the massive domestic production. Florida is a different story. It is the sunshine state, but it's also the humidity state. Your HVAC system in Florida is going to be running 10 to 11 months out of the year. Utility bills in Florida have seen a steady climb as infrastructure is updated to handle the population boom. When you factor in the water costs and the necessary pest control expenses that are non-negotiable in the tropics, Florida's monthly burn rate often exceeds the Texas suburbs. 4. The 2026 job market and wages. A move isn't just about what you spend, it's about what you earn. Texas is the corporate headquarters capital. We are seeing a massive influx of tech, manufacturing, and healthcare jobs in 2026. The wages in the Texas Silicon Hills or the DFW telecom corridor have kept pace with inflation better than most. The purchasing power of a $100,000 salary in Houston or Dallas is significantly higher than almost anywhere in Florida. Florida's economy is diversifying, but it is still heavily reliant on tourism, hospitality, and real estate. While Miami is trying to position itself as a tech hub, the wages often don't match the skyrocketing cost of living in that specific city. If you're a remote worker, you might prefer the Florida lifestyle, but if you're looking for a local corporate ladder to climb, Texas offers a more robust and varied platform in 2026. 5. The lifestyle hidden costs. Finally, let's talk about the stuff no one puts on a spreadsheet. Transportation. Texas is massive. You're going to drive everywhere. Toll bills in North Texas or Houston can easily hit $200 a month. Safety and maintenance. Florida homes require constant maintenance against salt air, humidity, and mold. Texas homes, especially in North Texas, deal with foundation issues due to the expansive clay soil. Both are hidden costs that can derail a budget. So, what is the 2026 reality? If your priority is wealth accumulation and you want the most house for your dollar, Texas is still the winner. The high property taxes are a hurdle, but the lower cost of entry and higher wages make it the smarter financial play for most families. However, if you are retiring or if lifestyle is your primary KPI, if you need the beach and the year-round tropical vibe, Florida is worth the sun tax. Just make sure you have a massive emergency fund for that insurance premium. Which state are you leaning toward? Are you worried about Texas taxes or Florida insurance? Let me know in the comments below. I'm here to help you navigate this move. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.